In today's video, we are on the hunt for a wedding venue!
Hey y'all, welcome back.
I hope everyone had a cool July because, girl, it's hot out there.
We were blessed with 1 week of rain in the middle of July, which is already crazy.
And even more crazy, a tornado.
Yeah, it's like heavy rain in July is already foreign, let alone a tornado.
But anywho, hope everyone is well.
In the last video, we talked about our wedding dates,
Guest capacity,
and our budget.
In today's video, we are on the hunt for a wedding venue!
Before we begin, I will say these opinions are ours. You don't have to agree with them, but we do want to share our thoughts on why we chose or did not choose these venues. Alright, we're going to start off with the first venue. We're not going to share where these venues are or whatever. We're just going to show you what we experienced. So I took footage of all these venues that we went to go visit so we could share and kind of go over them together. So this was the first venue we saw in January of 2025 when we started our hunt. And I will say we started on a high note. Like, it's at such a high standard for this wedding venue. So we went to one of, I wouldn't say they're open houses, but I would like when they have like office hours per se, where you can go and see the venue. So we went to go see it. As you can see, it's pretty grand. Love the curtains, love the decor. You can fit a lot of people. I think their capacity was like over 400, which was like way beyond the number. Obviously, we talked about like 185 to 200. It included the food, and then the ceremony could be included in this venue. As you can see, it's like they have like options like add-ons where you can have like what is it called, like treats and your hors d'oeuvres and all that there. This is kind of like the main centerpiece that they have. Then the back table, they have like a gift table. This venue is very known more for quinceañeras than they are for weddings, so they do host weddings. But yeah, so we're just kind of seeing their layouts. One of the kind of cons that I didn't like is like, so they had a small room per se, but again, because they're more quinceañera focused, it wasn't really like enough for a wedding party to like get ready. So, but there was another room that they had that was kind of like a recording room to like leave a message. That's kind of cute. That's had a telephone there. That's kind of like a add-on booth for photos. So this kind of not fully enclosed. You can see to the dance floor, but it gives you space to like, you know, have your close friends per se or close people with you.
But here's the main centerpieces. This venue is very customizable of the colors, arrangements. They have assorted fabrics.
I also like the grandness of it all. So like obviously the dance floor, that's kind of what really sold me. We were looking for like a big dance floor. It comes with this, you know, the screen, loudspeakers, the DJ. It just was giving like club vibe, to be honest. Because I mean, when we were there, they had music blasting, and I'm like, oh, okay, I loving the vibe that they had. Also, they were showcasing purple because that just happens to be the next quinceañera that they were getting ready for, and that's the color we were looking for. So it's kind of good timing for us to kind of go and see it. Again, that's kind of for the centerpieces. One of the things that they showed us there is how it would look when they have a ceremony. Again, they do more quinceañeras and weddings, but they do have the ceremony, and they said that their setup would be, if I remember correctly, like up to 60 people, which automatically is like not enough. It looks nice, but I don't think 60 people is enough. I don't even think that includes our immediate friends, immediate family. That's just not enough space. They did say if we wanted more chairs, it wouldn't be in this particular area of the ballroom. It would have to be in the center dance floor. And then it would cost more to do it there. They don't have the decor that would fit for that. And all in all, it would be like more expensive because it's an additional add-on. and then we would have to. This is the venue where we would have to strike the chairs from the venue because they just didn't have enough staff to do that. So that was kind of also like a con. Because we were like, okay, well, if we do it here, we have to limit the ceremony to a smaller group, which was already hard. But then the opposite of that, they're like, well, you can have your dinner up until like 200 people, and then after a certain amount of time, you can have a separate invitation to invite additional people that are not in your 200. Those folks would like skip the dinner and they just come for the dance party, which was like not a bad idea. It was just like, I don't know if that outweighs the con of like limiting how many people. This is the outside of the venue. It's very basic. This is one of those venues where like you're on the outside, you're like, what am I looking at? And then you go inside and then it's like a huge ballroom.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that aspect of it because you don't expect that when you're going into the venue. All in all, I feel like the pros outweighed the cons. The price was, I think we were hooked on this venue when we first saw it. We're like, okay, this is the standard. If we don't find a venue that meets this, like then this is what we're going with. I will say one more con that we had was like we didn't like the restrooms they had there.
Oh yeah.
They were just not it for a venue period. So
for a club, maybe.
For a club, maybe. But it's just like this wasn't it. Like that also, I know that's something so minor, but it's just like no.
Yeah.
I don't like that as well. So there was cons, and I think the big con for us was like the ceremony being smaller. But there's so many pros. We really like the decor, really like the space, the energy, like the amount of things that we could do besides the ceremony.
So here's our venue number 2 option that we looked at.
Yeah, this one's a lot smaller to the first one.
Yeah, it's a very lot smaller.
It kind of gives similar to Core Vibes, which again we kind of like. We just didn't like that it was smaller. We couldn't see the fact that like 200 people could fit there.
Yeah, and also the dance floor was smaller too.
The dance floor was smaller, and then the DJ was kind of like cornered off, and the dance floor placement wasn't in the center. It was like the entrance, then the dance floor, but then you have all these tables over here. Like it just did not, the room flow did not make sense to us.
But if we did had a small wedding, like 80 people, this probably was fit for 80 people.
Yeah, now one of the other things that the other venue didn't have, but that this had, which is ironic, is that this had a large dressing room area.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it was just like, oh my god, wow, it's small in size, but like has a large dressing room area, which the other venue had the opposite.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we liked. And then part of the space, going back to like the main area, it's open, but in their packages it includes like a photo booth, and it includes like buffet style food, and it just kills the space because they have to use that, so that's even less space than you have. So that was another con that we didn't like. Again, we already felt like the space was small. We liked the decor and all, but we just felt the space was too small for what we wanted.
So this is the outside. This is a potential ceremony layout, minus all the chairs, but envision all the chairs in this area.
Yeah, so like where you see like the black strip, that would be like down the aisle, and then the black backdrop, that's kind of what the decor would be, and then the chairs on each side. Not necessarily a fan of like wanting to have the ceremony outside. I know that's a lot more traditional. I do like the closeness of it, and you could probably fit more people than the first venue, which is again is ironic. But I've seen some photos of like the setup there, and it's actually really nice. I don't know if I was just like fully sold on the whole thing.
So yeah, this is the third venue. So you can actually stay at this venue and have the ceremony and the reception.
Yes. So in our initial thoughts, we're like, oh well, why don't we go with something like kind of royal theme? And we found this venue that kind of looks like a castle. So we went to go check it out. They were having an open house, and yeah, no, you can stay. You can have some of your guests. They in the rental package. It comes with like certain rooms that you can use while you're there for your ceremony for your wedding. And it's kind of like a weekend package. Depending, like you can do like a 2-day, a 3-day, a 4-day. Like they come in different packages, but it is included as part of your like wedding. It is a lot traditional. It's very older stuff, and it is an older house per se.
If you're into the antiques of a house.
Yeah, and I think when we went to go visit it, we went to go visit with the intention of like, hey, well, we went to go see the first venue. What if we stay in this venue for, what is it called? For the ceremony, like having the ceremony in this venue, and then departing and going to the next venue.
For the reception. Yeah. So here's the outside. It's very small grass area.
Yeah, and then where you see kind of like that black high top, that's where the potential ceremony happens. Like it'd be on top of the stairs, and everyone has to face forward, inward. It's just a weird setup. Not that it's impossible, but it's just not like
ideal.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I didn't like the potential flow it would have. And then again, this is something that if we wanted both the ceremony and reception, they're both outside. And I was not a fan of that, like because of the weather. And then you're having to bring in more equipment, like, and then you're having to outsource a DJ. You're outsourcing a lot of stuff on top of just the venue. So I just felt like no, that was going to be too much. I know that's kind of standard, unfortunately, for the wedding industry. But the venue itself, again, is very historic. I did like it as a standalone, but again, I don't know if I would like it as a ceremony and or reception.
Yeah,
please.
It's more stay here, have the ceremony in the morning, then later find a different place for the reception. They can say we can get a foundation, like a stage for the dance floor on the grass area.
Yeah.
But still, that will take up space for tables and chairs because you're very limited.
And again, I just was not a fan of like the outdoor space of it all. Like as far as the reception, and again the flow of the ceremony. Again, visually it looks nice, but I don't know. I couldn't. We went to go see it just to see, and I'm glad we did because it really brought out a different view.
Yeah. Oh, is this the hill one?
Yes.
Where you have to, it's on the hill. I really like this one because of the mimosas or champagne bar or wall. Yeah, the champagne wall. I really like that interpretation.
So this is where the groom would stay. This is where they would have the cocktail hour after the ceremony. So they would have like the ceremony above in the hill, then you come down for the cocktail hour. Then there's a separate house where the groom and the bride would stay. And then you go in, and then that's where the actual hall is for the tables, the DJ, food.
We did not like this layout.
Yeah, no, the layout was it was like...
It's an E.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have to think of the E on this layout.
And like the DJ's in the corner of the E. So
yeah.
The E here.
But the food was amazing. We went to for their open house, and they were catering the in-house food they had. The chicken 100% was the best.
Yeah, their food was great. The decor was good.
Also, corn in a cup.
Corn in a cup was delicious. They really were excited we were there. We actually did not know they existed until we went to a wedding expo. We found them there. We looked into it. Or like, well, let's give it a try. We went there. They remembered us from the wedding expo.
Yes.
And so we were there, and they were excited. They gave us a lot of good information. Honestly, there was a lot of things that were right with this venue, um, including price. The only thing that was wrong was the dance floor was too small. The layout was not it.
Yeah.
Like the ceremony, we could have dealt with it outside. That wouldn't have been a problem. Like the food obviously was delicious. Location was nice. It was on a hill. But we didn't like that it was like a small dance floor, small area, the layout, the DJ. It's just that, which is kind of like part of the main stuff.
Yeah.
Did not make sense. So, but overall, it was a good one.
Wow, we saw many menus. So I really enjoyed this one because it's a two-story building. So they said they have tables on the ground floor and even on the second floor. But I really enjoyed this ceremony.
Oh my god, yeah. So this is like turf that they have outside and like the canopy, like that was just
and the large
beautiful.
staircase.
And then you have like a little pond behind you. And this is right behind the grand staircase going down. Then you have like they will have the tables in the center, that's the dance floor, and then more tables on the top. You kind of can see it there. That like just great. It was great. Like there's a lot of things that were great with this one that we liked. I think the only thing we didn't like was the price.
Oh yeah.
But everything else, it was gorgeous. Like the views, the amount of space. Like this really had a lot of the stuff that we were looking for, except our wallet.
Yeah.
Because it was already like, okay, it's not even including it was already expensive, and then it's not even including like the caterer, like the DJ, this like, so all of this stuff would then have to be added on. So you're already looking at 30,000, and again our budget was 32.4, and that's at like the minimum 30K, and then you still have to add your extras on. This just was not gonna fit our budget.
Yeah. They were lacking the amenities portion of it.
Yeah, no, they were really like, okay, well, you're renting the venue? Well, here's the venue.
Yeah.
Everything else
it's just basically just the venue table.
And again, if we have the funds, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But we were on a budget, and
we're on the budget.
This one does not cut it at all. Right, there was another venue that we went to go see, but we didn't take any like videos or footage or anything because they were going under a remodel. So we weren't able to like show you anything, but it was a venue that I had found in town and kind of similar to the other ones we found.
It had 2 grand staircase, a stage, pretty good dance floor, amazing decor.
It also had a pretty large price tag.
With all the stuff we needed for the venue, our budget would not be enough to cover the costs.
Great venue, just not meant to be. I will say looking for venues is not easy. A lot of places do a good job of putting like photos and videos online and accessible, and others just do not.
On the other hand, some post prices and some do not.
For me, if I was already feeling mid about a venue and they didn't put prices, I would instantly lose interest and just like move forward. If you seriously want my business, then be serious, because I don't want to play games. Like, tell me how much things cost. I want to know, because it's part of the experience. And I'm like, if this venue looks really good, awesome, how much is it? Like, that's part of the connection. So that would bug the hell out of me when I was looking for venues. It's like, look how much we offer, blah 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 blah, and then like no price, call us for a price. And I'm like, what are you doing? No, I need to know this before I even think of calling. So again, if it was mid, I didn't even and if I couldn't find out the information, I didn't even try. Like, it was just not. Honestly, this was truly an eye-opening experience about like the wedding industry and their flaws, like overpriced items, like a diversity, outdated systems. And the main one, but not surprising, is the heteronormative of it all. I'm 100% serious when I say, when I was looking for venues in the San Antonio area, there were some that were just not queer friendly. Obviously, we never touched those, we never visited those. That's part of the research we found online. People commenting of their bad experience, like queer people, queer couples looking And I would go to certain venues and they were just not accepting of queer people. We know that's a real thing that's just not in our area, that's, you know, all over the nation and unfortunately, you know, the world. But yeah, that's something that like we had to keep in mind. Also, I get that we live in Texas. But my goodness, the amount of Western themed venues is ridiculous. Like, I understand having a couple, but having an entire region that's mostly Western themed venues. Mind you, there were some that were nice. I'm like, okay, if I was into this, these are the nice ones. But like, the outer you go, the more there is, and just like, okay, no, circle it back into San Antonio because it's too much.
See.
And on the opposite end of all this, we did feel that some venues wanted our business because we were not like their common couple. We were, you know, two men getting married. We weren't a hetero straight couple. So I did feel that with some of our, you know, some of the venues or some of the people we talked to, they were just instantly like, oh, you guys are getting married. Ooh, we'd be so happy to have you with, like, that kind of thing. Not a bad thing to say, but it was just weird how like, oh, this is odd. Like, this is, you know, you can just talk to us like normal people. We just, you know, that was...
They were excited.
They were excited. I think probably more excited than we were for them. I think it was more like, oh, we're going to have a queer couple or two gay men, like whatever it might be for them.
It was more of a marketing piece.
Maybe, you know, they're like, oh, we don't have enough queer people. Like, this would be great to have. And they were, you know, they were lovely. But it was just something that, like, again, one of those kind of flaws in the wedding industry. Maybe it's more like regional. That it's like, oh yeah, they don't have enough queer people
in Texas.
In Texas, and in the area we were looking here in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. And even then, like, for some of the venues, it was kind of hard to find like them hosting a queer wedding of some sort. Like, it was like if I found a photo or videos of it, it was just rare. At the end of the day, we ended up going with none of these venues as they were just not the right fit for us.
And after all of these, we decided to explore elsewhere and ended up with 2 venues as our finalists,
which we'll discuss in the next video.
We will be doing these on a monthly basis, so the next video will come out in August.
Thank you for joining us today.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.